for this, as we have done this, not for a little while, but we'll do this tonight. So I think we should start off with Matt Wenzel from M Live.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. Hey, Payton, just wondering what your reaction was initially to hearing the bowl matchup announced, and kind of, your thoughts going through it, with it obviously being on the table, where you guys had a pretty good look at getting into a New Year's Six bowl game and actually getting there, and kind of the accomplishment to reach that.
Yeah, obviously we're excited to be participating in New Year's Six bowl. We're looking forward to the opportunity to get to play against Pitt down in Atlanta in the Peach Bowl. We're excited about what's ahead of us, and looking forward to wrap our season up here the right way.
Thanks.
Next question, go to Chris Lauer, the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Payton, I wonder how much, as a quarterback, you guys seem to have a pretty tight fraternity around the country. How much do you know about Kenny Pickett, and have you been kind of keeping tabs on his success this year?
Yeah, obviously I know about him. I know of him. I've never met him or, been at the same camp or anything like that as him. But obviously he's having a really good year. He's a good player, and he's doing great things for their offense. They're scoring a lot of points, and he's having a lot of success this year. So definitely I've been, seeing him throughout the year and seeing different stuff on social media and on ESPN and stuff like that. So I definitely know who he is, and he's a very good player.
Next question, go to Stephen Brooks.
Hey, Payton, I actually got two sort of quick things for you. First, how did you find out? We just talked to Coach Tucker. He said he hadn't seen you guys. So was everybody kind of scattered watching it on their own, or were you guys gathered as a team or anything?
Yeah, everybody was just on their own. I was in my room, and I actually turned the TV on, and then that was like 5 seconds later, that's what popped up. So it was kind of ironic how, it just kind of popped up right away. But yeah, I was by myself when I saw it. Okay,
gotcha. Thank you. And I also wanted to ask you though, as a coach's kid and everything, I'm sure just what is the value of getting these extra practices, for a program in year 2 under a new head coach, and for this team specifically, and then just what are some things that you guys offensively want to, work on or hammer out in these next couple weeks that you have now?
Yeah, these practices will be good to, just get better, like you always want to with practices. You have more practices obviously during December than you do, in the regular season when you're trying to get ready for a team. So we'll have plenty of practices where we can focus on just kind of our stuff and not really going against the scout team quite as much. Obviously we will do that once we get closer to the game, and we'll be watching Pitt stuff here all the next month on film, but you'll have these practices to get to, try different things out. Younger guys will get more reps and stuff like that. And it'll be a fun month to practice.
Thank you.
Next question, I'll go to Audrey Dahlgren.
Hi, Payton. How are you tonight? Good?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I wanted to know, I guess, in terms of, you guys obviously have been talking all year about that, tuning out the outside noise, but also too, you wanted to get to a New Year's Six bowl game. So now that you have done that, just the significance of being able to do it in just the quick turnaround in the season from going 2-5 last year to now 10-2 this year.
Yeah, obviously it's it's a good thing to be playing in a New Year's Six bowl. Not too many teams can say that they're doing that. Obviously we fell short a little bit of what our goal was this year, to play in the game yesterday and to win all of our games. But, we won 10 games. We're gonna have a chance to win 11, New Year's Six bowl, like we talked about. And that's a positive thing. And that's, it shows progress in the right direction. I feel like we're moving in the right direction. And like you said, year 2 here with Coach Tuck. And, we're going to have big things and big goals next year. But, before we worry about that, we're going to have to finish out this year. We got one more game against a really good team, and we're looking forward to closing the 2021 season.
Thank you.
Next question, I'll go back to Chris Larry.
I wonder how much going to Atlanta, particularly with how close you guys are with some of those guys from Georgia, how much does it mean to go there and kind of show out for guys like Connor and maybe Simi and some of those other guys that you've got on the roster who are from there?
Yeah, it'll be nice for those guys to get to go home, and play in front of their families. I'm sure they'll have a lot of people, a lot of extended family there at the game. I'm not from Georgia. I'm not from the South, so it's just a road trip and a fun opportunity in front of us for me and a lot of our other guys. But for the guys that are from Georgia or from, South Carolina, Florida, places like that, I'm sure they'll have a lot of family at the game, and it'll be nice for them to be playing close to home.
As a follow to that, how was last year without having the bowl experience? You got to experience it your freshman year with the trip to New York. How was it, in terms of the month of December, just not being part of that last year?
Yeah, last year was such a weird year. I think we all were just kind of, wanted to be done with the season, to be honest. I'm a competitor. I love football. I love playing football, but everybody, I wanted to play our last game against Maryland really bad. That got canceled, but we were 2-5. Everybody's up for a bowl, but we didn't earn a bowl last year, so we weren't interested in playing in one. So if we had gotten picked for a big bowl, I'm sure we would have played. Or if we had the opportunity to play in a bowl like this last year, we definitely would have played. But the way our year went, all the ups and downs throughout the year, and just the uncertainty of the year, it was good that we just kind of, called it a year, turned our sights toward this year, and got ready to go. But the month of December, I don't quite remember everything we did, but I know we did some lifting before we came home, and then we took our finals and came home. So it was a good time for everybody to kind of get away after being all cooped up together during COVID and not really being able to do anything. It was good for guys to just kind of go home and relax last year. But obviously this year we'll be here, we'll be practicing, and we're looking forward to that and to getting better and improving our team moving into these New Year games.
Looks like we have time for a couple more. We'll go to Matt Charbonneau.
Payton, yeah, playing off that a little bit. Obviously, you were at the Pinstripe a couple of years ago, but this bowl game is on a little bit different level, and I'm just wondering what your guys' anticipation is for what you're going to experience. Not even so much the game, but just everything around it. Because I don't think there's many guys on the roster, probably any, that have played in a game this level. I mean, I guess what's your excitement for all the stuff all around the game and everything that kind of goes with being in this sort of game?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm a football fan on top of being a player. So I've watched these games for my whole life. I know what a New Year's Six bowl means, and I know that it means more than the other ones do. And to have a chance to play in a game like this, to be able to go down for however many days we're down there, probably like 5 days to a week or so, I would guess. We'll be down there. We'll get to do some fun stuff. I'm sure that their bowl, the people that organize the bowl are gonna have some fun stuff planned for us, and that'll all be fun. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is winning the game, and that's what our focus is going to be on. We'll have a lot of fun down there with our teammates and coaches, and we'll get to see some cool stuff. But the main focus of the trip is going to be the football game, and we're looking forward to that, and that's what our focus is going to be throughout the whole month as well.
We have a couple more. We'll go to Matt Wenzel and wrap it up with Audrey.
Hey, Payton, going back to that Pinstripe Bowl year, I think you got to work a little bit more with the first team offense and practice leading up to that. But just, looking back, it's been almost 2 years. So where are you at development-wise for what you anticipated being, and kind of just what your outlook is for this game and, being a leader and starting quarterback?
Yeah, looking back to my freshman year, feels like a long time ago, to be honest. A lot has happened since then. But, I would say I'm fairly happy with my development. I don't really know. I had goals and stuff for myself back then, but I wouldn't say that I had like a concrete plan of what exactly what I wanted myself to look like. I do think that I have developed a lot better player than I was when I first got here, and I'm happy about that. And I'm looking to keep improving here this upcoming off season and in this month of December. We have a lot of practices and a lot of time to get better. And that's what you have to do. You have to continue to get better no matter who you are and no matter what you've done. So I'm going to be looking forward to keep improving. I feel like really every year of my football career, dating back to, middle school, I feel like I've gotten better every year in the off season. And, that's something that I'm going to lean on, and it's something that I'll, keep in mind here moving forward. We're going to put a good plan together here in the off season, like we did last off season with Coach Novak and the strength staff. And then, we'll be working with the receivers constantly, tight ends and all those guys. And, moving forward, like I said, looking to take advantage of this month of December, these extra practices that we have, and then, finish the year out the right way.
Thanks, Payton.
Last one is with Audrey.
I know that Kenneth had mentioned after the Penn State game that he did plan on playing in the bowl game, and Mel we got off the Zoom with him and he was saying that he hadn't heard of anybody not playing in the game. Is that kind of the same? Like, I know you guys probably talk a lot with each other. Does everybody plan on playing, and how, influential or big of a game would this be for Ken to play in to continue to kind of boost what's next for him in life?
Yeah. I haven't heard of anybody that's not playing. So as far as I know, everybody will be playing. I know Ken will be playing. He loves the game. He just loves to play. And he's a super competitor. And I know that if, there's a game being played, he's going to want to play. So he'll be playing, I'm sure. And then, I think everybody else is playing. I haven't heard anybody else that's not playing. So I would assume that everybody would be playing. In a game like this, I feel like this is different than, a lower level bowl game where guys would maybe go ahead and just, opt out because you're not really playing for too much. But I feel like this is a game that you can say, we're playing for something. This is something that you can take with you after your career, and, memories that you'll have at a game like this and playing a game like this. So as far as I know, everybody's playing. So we'll with that.
Thank you.
All right, Payton, we really appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Thanks, Payton. Take care.
Take care.
All right, we'll get Xavier Henderson on here momentarily. While we wait for Xavier, I'll forward you the credential link. I think most people should probably have it, and then send you a list of the media schedule. It's pretty, the bowl does a nice job of outlining availability, so I'll make sure everybody gets that tonight too. And without further ado, joined by Xavier Henderson. We'll take questions in the chat for a few minutes here. We'll start with Rico Cooney. Rico.
Still muted. Hey, X, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, talk to me a little bit about maybe some of the adjustments you're going to make in the secondary during these practices. I mean, obviously, Pickett doesn't sling the ball like somebody like a Bailey Zappi, but he's a pretty accurate, pretty on point kind of guy. So just talk about some of the things you guys are going to focus on in the secondary for this bowl game.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely can, put the ball where it needs to be. He's shown that all year with he's got some pretty good numbers. So we'll just have to, really just keep working fundamentals and technique. We got to be better, I think, not only in the secondary, but like the linebackers as well. We have to be better when we're playing zone coverage of kind of melting with the quarterback. And then also, so, when, the quarterback's looking and he's going through his progressions, we got to do a good job of, staying in our zone and melting with the quarterback. I think that's something we struggle with throughout the year. And then also the pass rush will help us out. And when they're doing good, we do good.
Next question will go to Matt Wenzel.
Xavier, you've been part of a couple bowl teams, and then obviously the oddity that was last year. I guess what was your reaction to getting picked for the Peach Bowl, and kind of go over if there's a sense of accomplishment from going from 2-5 last year to where you're at right now with the chance to win 11 games and being in a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah, it's definitely a sense of accomplishment. From where we were at last year and where we're at now, and it's just exciting, just bowl season all together. Not only for us, it's exciting to see the other games that are picked, and it's some good matchups, throughout the country. And I've never been to Atlanta, so I'm excited. And that New Year's Six, it feels good. Like, it's weird to see like how big of a deal it kind of is. You know what I mean? I've never really thought that before, but now that we got picked for one, and it kind of feels pretty special.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next question, we'll go to Chris Solari.
Xavier, you mentioned about this being your first trip to Atlanta. Did Pitt recruit you at all from your area? And do you know much about Pat Narduzzi and his defensive legacy? I mean, from Coach Tressel or anything?
You talking about did Pitt recruit me? Is that what you asked? Did they recruit me? I don't think so. I don't think I talked to Pitt too much. But I'm definitely familiar with Coach Narduzzi, and just watching Michigan State when I was growing up. The defense always stood out, and as I got older, and I found out who he was when I probably got to high school, my older cousin, who I really don't know too well, and I didn't know too well when I was younger, but I knew of him. His name was Ed Davis, and he played for Coach Narduzzi. Those guys, when Coach Narduzzi was here, he had the guys playing like animals out there. And, that's what we're trying to get back to, really, in our own way. We want to be on that level of that defense that Coach Narduzzi had those guys on.
Just so I'm clear, you said Ed Davis, the linebacker, was your cousin?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next question is from Stephen Brooks.
All right. Hey, X, first real quick, what were you doing when you found out? I mean, were you just at home by yourself watching? Payton just said he was at his house, I think. Were you with some teammates or anything?
No, I was out to eat, actually, getting some you might want brunch, like some 1 p.m. breakfast, you know what I mean? You know how Sundays go. But I was out to eat, and I really wasn't. I didn't even know there was a show for it. I forgot they do a show for it, but I was just gonna see on my phone whenever it came out. But I was excited, and it was exciting. And the DBs, we were texting and chat. Chester, I think, was the first one to text in there. So I'm like, let's go. We're going to Atlanta. So it's exciting.
Gotcha. And I also wanted to ask you, as an older guy, what is the value of this extra month of practices, you think, for younger guys, for a program, that's still in Coach Tucker's second year, as somebody who's been through that, and sort of seen it, what is the value of that, you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, especially for the younger guys, it's kind of almost like a little spring ball, like a mini spring ball. Dudes are getting, a lot of the younger dudes get to get reps, like not scout team reps, but actual reps, like with the our design. And like if you're a scout team defensive player, you're running with the other teams running, so you're not really too familiar with like the different techniques we put in with different game plans. So it's good for dudes like that to get more familiar with our design. And then I'm not sure how Coach Tucker does it, but Coach D had us practicing pretty hard during bowl practice. It was a nice little grind before we would head out to where we were going. So we'll have to lock in, get our minds right, and try to get better every day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next question, go back to Rico Cooney.
Hey, X, one of the things that was kind of talked about at the end of the season, and now you're at that point where you're going to have these extra practices and expecting to get guys back. Who are some of the guys you're expecting to get back, to be ready to play in the bowl game on both O and D?
Yeah, well, we don't really talk injuries too much, but dudes are just going to get healthier. I know Kenneth was a little banged up, towards the end of the season, and I was a little banged up in that last game, and we got some other guys that everybody's a little banged up, really, but it just gives people an opportunity to get healthy and almost hopefully to 100% if you can, which is a hard thing. I don't think, maybe not even the first game. I don't even know if we're 100% the first game from camp, but actually we did a good job. Coach Tucker does a good job of, not going too hard at the end of camp, but it just gives the dudes a chance to get almost to 100% before the game.
So I'm gonna just take a shot at it. You think maybe you'll have Simeon Barrow and Jalen Naylor back for the bowl game?
Hopefully. I'm gonna say hopefully, and that's what I'll give you.
All right, thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we have time for a couple more. We'll go to Audrey.
X, now that you guys have locked up this New Year's Six bowl game, will you do a little bit of reflecting in a sense, just because of the turnaround that you guys were able to make from last year to this year, and sort of not what it only means to your team, but what it means to maybe the fan base too at Michigan State, to see you guys, make this turnaround and play in a really good bowl game?
Yeah. I think that was this week. It was, we had lifting and conditioning. The coaches were out recruiting, so we weren't doing too much. And, we weren't with each other. It was our first week not being with each other since, maybe the bye week, but a lot of dudes still stayed up here. So that when you're by yourself more and you get to sit down and think a lot. And at least for me, I did. And it just feels good. And it didn't really matter. We knew we were going to get to a pretty good bowl game. And there's a dream come true, I guess you could say, and it means a lot, especially for me, from my freshman year to now, the way we've gotten better, and so it feels good, and it feels good for the fans because I know they've been waiting, and they're proud of us this year, and we're grateful for all of them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Our last question will go to Matt Wenzel.
Hey, Xavier, real quick, I know before the season you said you planned on this being your last year, not taking the COVID year. Have you thought any more about that recently?
Yeah, it's still a decision. I wasn't 100% before the year, and I'm still not now. It's still a decision I'm gonna have to make, but I probably won't make it till after the bowl game.
Okay, and then, just what have you seen from Payton in the last couple of years he's been here, just development wise, to go from true freshman running scout team to where's that now?
Yeah, it's funny because I remember the first ball I ever saw Payton throw, we were doing just summer workouts, 7-on-7, and Josiah Scott picked him off. I was like, oh man, and I felt bad. I almost felt bad for him. I was like, yeah, that's Josiah. He better be careful with him. But he learned real quick how good Josiah was. But now I remember going against him when he was on the scout team, giving us looks, and him and Jaden were just giving us hell out there, really. And I knew Payton was going to be good from just how hard he works, how much of a leader he is. You could see that his freshman year, even when he was on the scout team, and the competitor that he is. And I'm so happy for him. I tell him after every game, and after the Penn State game, we had a good little moment. And, I'm so happy for Payton, and he's done so good for us. He's been so good for us this year, and it's been really fun to watch him get better, even throughout this season.
Thanks, Xavier.
Yep.
All right, looks like that's all the questions we have. Xavier, congratulations on making it to the Peach Bowl. We'll talk to you soon.
So thanks, Ben. See y'all.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll send out
everyone.
recording here shortly with a link. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks, Ben.
thanks, Ben.
Okay, bud.